There's a lot to be gained by using the Neunaber Neuron. Oh! Yeah, I know. That was the stupidest dad joke ever. But the Neunaber Neuron is no joke. It is a profound gain distortion overdrive pedal, and on this video, I want to check out some of the features and play you some of the sounds. The pedal is super easy to use, but extremely flexible. Let me just do a quick rundown of the controls. On the front of the pedal, there's actually a MIDI in and a MIDI out through jacks. And it's really cool. There's a full MIDI mapping to all the controls within the pedal. So if you've got a MIDI controller, that's the first thing. You can set up to 24 presets on this pedal. Sweet. On the top of the pedal, there are, as you can see, a couple rows of knobs. The top row is your gain knob on the left, and this has an incredible amount of gain. You can go from almost nothing to like over-the-top gain. In the middle is a built-in compressor knob, and this is really, really cool. I, for one, always use compression with distortion, and I love the idea of having it combined in one pedal. The upper right-hand knob, of course, is the overall level of the pedal. In the middle, you've got your tone controls. You've got low, mids, and highs. And Neunaber says in their documentation that these tone controls are not interactive. In other words, if I adjust the low or the bass, it doesn't change the slope or the parameters of the mids or the highs. So they're independent. And this means you get a lot of different options for dialing in just the right tone. In addition to the main functions of the 6 knobs, there are also alternate functions. Across the top row, you've got a built-in noise gate that's adjustable. In the middle, there's an on-off switch for a built-in speaker simulator. And this speaker simulator, Neunaber says, is based on the Iconoclast pedal that they sell separately. The alternate functions for the second row of knobs are as follows. Tight, and this allows you to dial in the tightness of the low end. Do you want kind of a flabby, floppy kind of low end? Or do you want to tighten it up? In the middle of that row, that middle knob has a secondary function called tilt, and it's really cool. So depending on how you have your neuron connected, you can adjust the overall EQ without changing any of your settings. So if you're going direct through the speaker simulator versus into an amp with a 4x12 cabinet, or like I am into an amp modeler, you can dial in the overall EQ curve of your preset. And finally, on the right-hand side, there is a presence function on that right-hand knob, and it acts just like you would expect an amp's presence knob to work. All right, let's get into some tones. Here's my clean sound. Just a clean, telly, single coil with a little bit of reverb. Here is the Neuron with an initial setting. Pretty cool. Here's a humbucker tone. Yeah, I've got the gate kind of clamping down a little soon, but you can hear that the gate works. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Now, let me go ahead and twist some knobs. Let me get a little low going here. Okay, you can hear that low C. Now I'm going to adjust the low tone on the pedal. Yeah, let me bring it up. Let's try some single coil with a low. Yeah, there's a lot of range there in the low. Let's try the mids. I'm going to bring the low up into the middle, and let's try the mids all the way down with the humbucker. Let me bring the mids all the way up. As they say, it's all about the mids, and this pedal's got mids in spades. Let's try out the highs. Here's a moderate high sound. Let me bring it down. And all the way up. Whoo! Kind of piercing, but again, the flexibility is amazing. Here's a medium gain tone with medium compressor. Let me bring that compressor up. Yeah, that's nice. It squishes the dynamic range and actually adds sustain without adding to the distorted tone. Really, really nice. All right, it's time to get a little fancy. I've got kind of a thick, juicy distortion dialed up, and I've added a little bit of delay with a little bit of modulation in the delay. Let's check it out. Yeah, dad jokes aside, there really is a lot of gain options in this pedal. One of the things I really like about it is the almost 3D dimension to the tone. It reminds me a lot of a smaller Class A amplifier that's really cranked. For example, the THD Univalve, which I used to own. It reminds me a lot of that. One of the limitations that I think it does have is if you've got a high gain setup, if you roll off on the volume control, it doesn't really clean up much. Let me show you what I mean here. Get rid of that delay, and here's the distorted tone. You hear that 3D tone? Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to play again and let me roll down the volume control on my guitar. Okay, it's down to 4 out of 10. Now it's down to 2. So it doesn't really clean up. Now, I don't view that as a big deal, but it's something that you do want to be aware of. One of the ways I envision using this pedal is taking advantage of the preset capability. I didn't mention before the actual preset switch, and it is assignable from 1 to 6 different presets. So I could see myself setting up a slight crunch preset for preset number 1, and then have a second preset for the lead tone, kind of like this. And then I think I'd be pretty good, and rolling the tone or rolling the volume control down wouldn't be a big deal for me. I'll be posting some other videos soon. I'm planning on doing a full-on performance video that features the Neuron, and I'm also going to do another demo video in which I combine the Neuron with a Neunaber Iconoclast speaker simulator, and we'll see what that's all about. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Chords of Orion down there and hit that bell notification. That way you'll be notified when the other Neuron videos post, and as always, I'll see all of you on the next video.